Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beamon of BLS here and welcome to this next BLS vlog. Today I'm with a special guest with me. We've got Erin here.
Hello.
And today we're going to be exploring a special place called the Weymouth Tramway.
Yeah, which you can see right behind us here, right next to the main line.
Yes, this is the start of it. It diverges onto the main line. It used to come off of here and then head down to the Weymouth Quayside. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to look down there and see if there's any remains left of it and see what we can find. Right, so we're just walking down the track alignment now. And basically, so it's a bit overgrown here, isn't it?
Yeah, can't see very much here at least not while we're parallel to the main line. But it gets even worse further down, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so this isn't technically, this section here isn't technically our first look because we kind of had a little bit of a sneak preview on our way down here because we wanted to find a start, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, so this is, oh Christ, the tree there. So you can see here that this track here is what we're following. It's the, yeah, because it seems to be closed off in this area here, but then it's weird because it then opens up again.
Kind of funny how some of the rails here are still shiny. It looks more like a disused siding, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a stop here in case of emergency type thing. Maybe that's what it's used for now. Because look, you see how in particular the left rail still looks kind of shiny.
Yeah. So it could have been used in recent times, like maybe as you say to store something in.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, and then we've got the lamps, the yard lamps, which I don't think, so I wouldn't say they're original to the steam era, but they look like Network South East era because they've got the red livery on them, which marks Network South East.
Is that livery or is it rust?
I mean, it could be rust, but it looks red.
True. It's hard to tell from here.
I'm going to hazard a guess. It's red. That's yeah, because rust is a bit more, you know.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It does look more like paint.
Yeah. So I'd say that's Network South East era. So that's sort of 1980s, I would say. So they probably got replaced. As we can see here, it's sort of starting to open up now, and yeah, we'll start to get onto the sort of the main branch and we will walk along a little bit of it, but this section here we won't walk along because obviously, you know, trespassing and that. But
and overgrown.
Yeah, and overgrown. So yeah, we'll get to walking on some track alignment as we get further down. Yeah, this is interesting actually. It's just intrigued me when Erin said about this being a disused siding or a siding that's being used. I think she's right because the actual tram line is to the left of this picture here, and you can see here we've got some buffers here which are interesting because they're almost original buffers from, well, it's hard to tell whether they're original or not, but they're definitely old because you can see the wear and tear on it, can't you? So yeah, it's difficult to tell, but it's nice to see these old buffers here, still here. And obviously you can see the rails as well, like the track itself is bullhead and it's a wooden sleepered rather than the normal concrete sleepered track that you get today.
Huh.
So
I wasn't aware sleepers were actually made of concrete nowadays.
Yeah, so they're made concrete now, and obviously back in the day mostly were bullhead sleepered, wooden sleepered track. So I would say that is probably relatively original, most of that track, which is pretty cool, to say the least. Okay, so we've come across the first signal that we've come on our journey today. So this is Delta Romeo 194, and basically this is a 3-aspect colour light signal with a shunt attached to it. So this will probably never turn green again. It will never turn green, it will never turn amber, it will always be at red, which is kind of sad, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it kind of is. There's another one further down the line, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, yeah. In fact, I can see it there because you can see the aspect over there, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go and have a look at that to show you guys off the second signal. But these two will probably never change aspect, always be red.
Nope, the only time they will change is when the lights finally go out. So
here we're a bit more open and we can really see the the track alignment now for the tramway. So this used to head up towards Weymouth Quay. So the line was closed, like the last special train that ran on this line was in 1999, and ever since then it was mothballed. And then in 2020 to 21 a lot of it was taken up, which was a shame. We'll get to that as we move on though. Okay, so currently I'm standing in front of Delta Romeo 205. This is a two-aspect colour light. Now this is interesting because it looks like it's a one aspect, which of course we've got that one, just the one light. But actually this changes between both red and green because there's a little mechanism in there which changes it between the two colours. It can be quite confusing. Again, another signal which is always going to stay a red, which is really sad, but is what it is. But yeah, it's nice to see it. This is where it's going to start getting interesting. As you can see this track hasn't been used in a long time. Very rusty. And then we've got a gate here which leads onto a crossing over the road, and then the tramway starts from here. Then basically we've got to walk all the way down there towards the quay. Something worth noting on a picture that I took of the rusted rails, we can see Delta Romeo 196 signal nestled within the foliage. It's very, very difficult to see, but you can just about see the red aspect still showing on the signal head.
We were told by one of the locals when we were coming down here that apparently there's a ghost train that runs along here every so often. So at least we know if we ever hear a whistle, we know to jump out of the way.
Yeah, we're on the rails here, so it's not really much we can see, is there?
No, not really. Oh well, it's still nice to at least get a reminder of where it once ran.
It's sort of been pedestrianised, isn't it? I think that's what they call it, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's still there, it's buried underneath, but at least it's, visible.
Yep, reminder of the history.
Yes. So here we come across another gate here. So this used to link onto the next crossing, which, as you can see, the alignment of the track, the rails, has gone beyond this point, and the road has been repaved. Yeah. Very sad. The Weymouth Tramway opened in 1865 by the Great Western Railway. The harbour tramway ran from a junction north of the main station, through the streets adjacent to the backwater and the harbour to the quay. Passenger trains began in 1889, transporting travellers to Channel Island ferries. Freight trains also made use of the tramway, exporting local goods from the harbour to the nearby seaside towns and ports. As freight traffic grew, several sidings and loops were added to the main line to serve the harbourside businesses. So we can see here, we've got traces of it here. We've got a little section, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. Not much left of it though. It's all been roaded.
And then it just ends.
Oh.
Well, it was all this bit up here was all ripped up. So
This was it then?
yeah. So it used to go all the way down this street, but obviously they got rid of it, and the locals hated the idea of it because, because they wanted to preserve the history, but obviously there were some people who were just moaning about how the roads were bumpy and all that, and yeah, so in the end the council just went, oh well, we're just going to rip it up and relay the road, but yeah, so it's a shame because it would have been nice to preserve the heritage, but
What can you do, eh?
yeah, but there is the Quay station should be up this way. The Weymouth Quay station should be up this way somewhere, or the remains of it. So that's where we want to try and head to, if we can. So, yeah, we'll see what there is, yeah?
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. It's kind of hard to believe there used to be railway tracks along here, and used to get stuff like pannier tanks, 33s, 37s, 73s, and all sorts come along here for special trains. But, all gone. All gone. Yep. All gone.
Well, at least there's people like us who still know it used to be there, right?
Yeah, there's probably people around here that probably didn't even know.
Probably.
Or, mind you, I suppose they kept some of the rails back there, which helped. We now come across a section of track which was known as the Loop. The Loop enabled trains to run round the sharp bend at Ferry Corner. It was altered in 1889, but trains needed special loose couplings between the carriages to get around the tight curve. This was a time-consuming procedure in place for 50 years until the loop was widened in 1939. From here the trains continued onto the harbour and the quay, where they loaded and unloaded goods from the Channel Islands. Much of the inward freight were flowers and vegetables, while outward freight was general merchandise such as metal goods, machinery and supplies to the islands and people. Ah yes, see, we're coming up to the bridge here now, and this actually, trains used to actually go under here, believe it or not.
Yeah, not very much clearance though, I mean look at it.
Yeah, no, they did used to just fit. In fact, I'll get a picture on the screen if I can find it. There is actually a picture on the internet of a train going underneath, so yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting bridge. We tend to like covering up our history a little bit, don't we?
Unfortunately we do.
Yeah. This looks lovely down here though, with all these pubs.
Absolutely.
Glorious.
Crossover again.
Yep. Yes, you can see they've really repaved it here, because this used to be normal road, but they've pedestrianised it and repaved it. But it really is. Really does look something else down here. It's beautiful. So here we've come across a loading dock, or what was the loading dock, for freight and goods, fish and all kinds of other goods. Pretty cool. Look at this, Erin.
Oh yes.
That's got to be where the cranes were, is it not? You know, look, because look at the whips.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's where the cranes were for loading wagons and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no tracks though, which I'm disappointed. I thought there would be more tracks.
Chances are they've been covered up here too, or ripped up.
Oh. Well.
Oh well, at least we still have the crane tracks, rather than train tracks.
Eureka! That's an old saying.
Yep.
We found some more. Wow, yeah, these have check rails in them as well.
Check rails?
Yeah, to help the flanges.
Oh right.
And this looks like a point, or was a point.
point. Sorry.
Brilliant. Nice pun there. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to really get to where the station was because it looks like they've closed it off. But yeah, that's sad. But there you go. I'm guessing where the Quay station was.
You know, tracks end here.
Now, yeah, this was where the station was. It was here, 100%. And if you look on Google Maps, because I looked at it on Google Maps, the building was here until like just only a couple of years ago, which is sad. But there you are.
Would have been a magnificent view though. Look that way. I mean, there's a big old wall in the way, but still.
Yeah, we've got the big wheel over there. Yeah, because over there's the beach and that, and
Yep.
that's cool. Yeah, so imagine coming on the train here, getting off here, and then going to the beach. I mean, that would be really cool, wouldn't it?
So cool.
Yeah. So that is it, really. We've reached the end. Well, maybe we'll go up on a platform and see if we can see anything else. But other than that, we've pretty much explored the lot, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
So there's not a lot left. We are now going to look at various archive photos of Weymouth Quay Station, built as a ferry terminal used by the GWR in 1889, with original Great Western Station buildings and canopies. The buildings and terminal were replaced with a new concrete structure in the late 1960s. A fuel terminal was constructed at the end of the pier. Passenger trains were originally hauled by Great Western pannier tanks, however in later years they were handed over to the Southern Region Class 33s and Classic Slam Door units. These could be seen operating alongside Heritage First Gen DMUs. Special boat trains could also be seen on occasions. These trains could see a variety of traction such as Class 37s and Class 73s. As of today, sadly, the station no longer welcomes the sights and sounds of heritage steam and diesel locomotives. The concrete structure remained for years to come, however, became brittle and started to fall apart, which resulted in its demolition in 2021. Yes, this is what station building's replaced with, an ice and bait store. Not exactly something, you know, to be interested in, is it? And it's not exactly anything too interesting, is it? There you go.
If we can get onto that side, we can go all the way down to Elm, all the way down and like look out into the bay.
Yeah, we'll do that, shall we?
Nice view though.
Ah, more. There's more, but it's yeah, you can't really see it because of the fencing. But
loading dock or passenger platform? Do you think?
Passenger, 100% passenger. Yeah, passenger. We'll go all the way down here. You can't really see through this fence very well, which is annoying. Is there 2 sets there? There's 2 sets of track. No, that one ends. Oh yeah, it just ends here.
Yeah, I wonder if there used to be buffers here.
Potentially. Unless, is there more there? I can't tell. This fence is annoying.
I don't think there is anymore. I think we've reached the end of the line, literally.
The end of the line. Good, yes. Here we are. Yep. And I think there we have it then. That is it. That is as far as we're going to go, and that was as far as the railway went, really. And there we have it, folks. So we're now at the right at the end, at the quayside. It's been all right, hasn't it? It's not been too bad. It's been nice to explore it.
I mean, it's given us an excuse to properly look around Weymouth, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was really surprised for how beautiful it was down there. I've never seen anything like that before. It's actually really, really cool.
Yeah, first time down here for me as well. So
yeah.
Nice view of the town.
It's a beautiful place. I recommend anyone coming down here just to go for a walk.
Absolutely.
It's just a nice walk, especially on a day like today where it's really sunny.
Glorious.
Yeah, it really is nice. But yeah, so it's been interesting. We've explored everything that we can explore. There's not a major amount left, but you know, it's another one ticked off the list for abandoned railways. So yeah, and thanks to Erin for joining us.
You're
And
very welcome.
yeah, perhaps we'll do it again sometime, eh?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. We might both see you soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
So long. Bye.